I'm going to write the script before it becomes another dead video in my albums. I went down to the Holland Festival today at the Caribbean Gardens in Scoresby, Melbourne, an event organised by the Rotary Club of Casey. Now as I'm writing this, I'm going to keep it a stack. The only thing I know about Holland is that they made Hollandaise sauce. And for those who don't know, that dressing is absolutely amazing on Eggs Benedict. The other thing I learned how to say was thank you and how are you in Dutch. Thank you Google Translate. And FYI, it's bedankt, like to be dunked on in basketball, but with a T on the end. Now get this, how are you in Dutch is hoe is it, like who is it, but with a hoe is it. Ain't that something? Now Dutch is the language that the people of Holland speak, and is actually the formal name of Netherlands. The birthplace of hardstyle music? What? Now before today, I had not met a single Dutch person or knew of a Dutch person living in Australia. But seeing this community gathered all together at this park was so interesting. A lot of blonde hair and pointed noses, a large number of them being a lot older. For me, this was a culture shock, and if this celebration wasn't named Holland Festival, I would have thought they were just white and living in Australia. I also spoke to a fellow who came with his family to this event, who told me about how the community had clearly aged, and the Dutch language was relatively hard to keep with the next generations, as a lot of Dutch people assimilate to the Australian way, focused on fitting in and being able to speak English. As an Asian person living in Australia, this also reflected my parents and my own existence, prioritising English to fit in and being subpar in my mother's language. Now, before today, not knowing that Dutch people lived in Australia, I've come to learn that 1. Dutch people immigrated to Australia after the World War II, from 1949 to 1970, with 160,000 Dutch people finding their new home Down Under. 2. It is the nature of Dutch people to be direct and straightforward, with little need for small talk, unlike cultures that beat around the bush and take a roundabout way of giving an answer or asking a question. 3. Holland festivals have only been organised in Melbourne, but never anywhere else in Australia. I wonder why. Bedankt for watching, and don't be dank. Hit the subscribe button.